Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to answer the question, what is so special about crabs? Now, this may seem like a simple question, but there are many amazing things about crabs, and by the end of this video you will see why. If you like this video, please remember to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's get started. Number 10. There are over 6,700 species of crabs living on every single continent on Earth. The only place you won't find crabs is in Antarctica. There are even crabs that live in freshwater lakes, rivers, and streams. Number 9. All crabs have two very large claws that they use to capture their prey. These are technically called chelops. The claws come in all shapes and sizes depending on the species of crab. Some are sharp like scissors, while others are more like a hammer. The claws can be used for crushing, tearing, and cutting food. They're also used for defense and fighting other crabs. Even though most people think a crab's claws are its most defining characteristic, some species of crab don't have any claws at all. Instead, they have small limbs with pincers at the end. This is not a very effective weapon, so these crabs tend to hide from predators. No. 8. Crabs are decapods, which means they have 10 feet. Well, not exactly. Most crabs have 10 feet. But they've evolved over millions of years to use 4 of them for walking and the other 6 for eating. Their 8 walking legs are attached to their thorax, or the part of their body between their head and abdomen. Their 4 legs used for eating are attached to their abdomen. Number 7. The world's largest crab ever recorded was an enormous 3.8 meters wide and weighed 4 kilograms. It's called a giant crab and lives in the Japanese and North Korean waters of the Sea of Japan. Giant crabs can live for 100 years. That would make them one of the longest living animals on the planet. But no one has been able to confirm a giant crab's lifespan because they are so elusive and hard to catch. No. 6. In 2004, a group of scientists decided to do a little experiment. They took a bunch of male crabs and removed one of their claws. Then they put the one-clawed crabs into a tank with a bunch of female crabs. The scientists wanted to see if the females would prefer to mate with the normal crabs or the one-clawed crabs. It turned out that the females preferred to mate with the one-clawed crabs. Scientists think this is because the larger the claw, the older the male crab. Older male crabs are less desirable, because younger, smaller crabs have more energy and are better at finding food. So crabs with one big claw are the equivalent of crabs with one trophy wife. No. 5 crabs have been around for a very long time. The oldest fossils we've found are around 200 million years old. This means crabs have been on Earth for more than twice as long as dinosaurs. Scientists believe crabs first evolved in the Triassic period, which began around 252 million years ago. The ancestors of crabs were small, shrimp-like creatures that lived in the ocean. Over time, they evolved into crabs and moved into the shallows, where they could hunt for food. Number 4. Crabs are amphibious. You heard me right. Some crabs can survive both in water and on land. There are 3 main adaptations that allow crabs to live on land. First, they can carry water with them on their bodies. Second, their gills can absorb oxygen directly from the air. And third, they have a special gland that filters out salt. Without this gland, they would quickly become dehydrated on land. These adaptations allow crabs to spend several hours away from water. However, they still need to stay moist in order to survive, so you won't find land crabs in deserts or dry environments. No. 3. When you see a crab scuttling sideways, it looks pretty slow and clunky, right? Well, that's because crabs move differently in water. In the water, crabs can swim by flapping their abdomens side to side. This allows them to swim at speeds of up to 5 body lengths per second. At those speeds, a blue crab could swim the length of an Olympic swimming pool in just under 13 seconds. No. 2. Some crabs can change their sex. Now that's not very common. It only happens when there aren't enough females in a population. If a male crab has enough testosterone, he can develop into a female crab. This process is called sequential hermaphroditism. Scientists have studied this phenomenon extensively, and it turns out that the animal's sex is undetermined by their genes, but rather their environment. No one. A group of male crabs will often form a circle around a female crab when she is ready to mate. The males will wave their large claws in the air to show off, and the female will choose one of the males to mate with. After mating, the female will deposit her eggs in a special brood pouch on the underside of her body. She will carry her eggs here until they hatch. Once they hatch, the female crab will release her babies into the water, and the male crab will guard the eggs until the next batch of babies hatch. Crabs typically have 3 to 4 broods of babies each year. The babies will live with their dad until they're big enough to fend for themselves. Thanks for watching. Do you know of any other cool facts about crabs? Share your thoughts below. See you next time.